Not very much has been written about Gurdjieff movements. They are a method that Gurdjieff very brilliantly put together from what he saw in the East over 20 years of his search. Today there is a lot of talk about awareness in movement. There are many different ways people are working with this, but I think that Gurdjieff movements are very particular in a sense that they are much more complete. They are much more complete because they compel us to look at ourselves at that very moment when we're doing them and seeing how we are. Usually we don't like to see the truth, and so we have all kinds of ways of concealing, even to ourselves, what is actually happening and what our experience is. And the movements have three ways of looking at yourself, and that is, you look at your body, or you feel, you sense your body. You very clearly can see your thinking process, and also you have some emotional response. And what the movements do is they allow us to put these three together at the same time. That's not an easy thing, but when it happens that we are totally present to our body, to our feelings and to our thinking, then we can receive an impression about ourselves that perhaps we've never seen before. Raz, dva. So that's very gradual, then raz, dva. And this is the great value of the movements, because actually we are feeding ourselves with our own discovery. We have this possibility of seeing our individual condition, but we constantly relate to other people in the class, we relate to the instructor, and we also relate to the pianist. So we have these three layers going on in the movements. So it goes much beyond our individual capacity or our individual wish to work in a certain way, or even to achieve something. The movements really mean to discover something that we already have, but that is not being used. So I can say that it is a kind of real awakening to the wealth of possibilities that we have. Normally in our life we use our body in a certain way. We always use the same gestures over and over again. We are not in touch with inner life because we are functioning in our habit. And that's what actually keeps us asleep. So when I take those postures and gestures that are totally different, that I've never taken before, the body has a chance to receive some sort of totally new input. And also that affects my mind, that affects my energy. So we could say that the gesture itself is a kind of receptor. Our body has to create completely new language, and every gesture is a letter of this alphabet. The demonstration or the public event is not to show how wonderful we are, look what we can do, but it is meant to provide an opportunity for the audience to take part in this event. And it can bring a certain experience to people who don't know anything about it. Of course the group working very seriously for over a long period of time benefits from that kind of activity, but the main purpose is to bring it out to the community. I think we all have this kind of yearning for something that would make us feel more complete as human beings.